Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong.
If you want to keep an art journal, but you don't know where to start, I think that's a really common problem for people. I know it has been for me because I feel like my skills are not adequate, or I have a mental block about, when am I going to put in here? You can put anything in your art journal. That is the final answer.
Anything. You all know that if I see a food label that I like, I will incorporate that into my art journal and use color around it, or let that inspire me to try to draw new things or look at things in a new way, or maybe cut some of the words out and let one word or two words inspire a drawing. No matter what your skill level is, you can doodle, you can try lettering, you can try to draw faces. There are so many things you can do.
I am really intrigued with face drawing or drawing faces. I'm not that great. I'm not an expert. Sometimes I have a face to turn out and I absolutely love it. A lot of times it takes 2 or 3 tries to get something that I really like when I'm pushing myself to do something that I consider publish worthy, or digital worthy, or something to share on my Patreon page. And I am pushing for that and learning and trying to develop as an artist every day. On the other hand, there's a space in between just, chicken scratch and really pushing yourself to make something that's out of your comfort zone. There's a space in between that is just kind of mindless drawing. And I think all of us have enough skill or common sense or confidence just to put an oval on a page and to start practicing shapes of noses, shapes of faces, how we feel about a face if we put the eyes up here or lower down in the face. There are all these formulations you can use about breaking the face into thirds and where the eyes should go, where the nose and the mouth should go. And honestly, you do end up with different expressions, or even like the spirit of a face and how it makes you feel depending on where you place these things. I was going through magazines last night and cutting some things out. I like to keep inspiration to refer back to, especially as I start to organize content on this channel. And I love these old images. These things float around, they show up from time to time. This is a Stampington magazine from 2010. So, pretty good ways back. And I had already pulled some articles out of it, so I just went ahead and deconstructed the magazine, and I thought, I'm gonna just lay this on my art table and do a really quick interpretation. Now, I messed up immediately because I was going for this shape of face to start with, and you can see I kind of got the shape right, but then I put the eyes kind of in the wrong place. This one should have been closer to the edge of her face, and I didn't let that bother me. I just kept working with it, and I love the way she turned out. I just put white paint on there to mimic the white hair, and I kind of ran out of time last night, so I thought, well, I will come back and add some things, like maybe a few flowers in her hair, and that's what I'm going to do right now. This is just a black pen. I like using Sharpies, and I have a number of things I like. These are from the Dollar Tree, and they fade with water. So, you have to be careful with that. They're not water fast, in any immediate sense. And even later when you go back with water, they will run sometimes. I haven't seen a lot of these at the Dollar Tree lately. In fact, I haven't been able to find them. I also like Sharpies, the fine tip, because they are permanent. So, I don't want something that's gonna run for this. I'm just gonna make the shape very loosely of some flowers. And it doesn't bother me, as you can see, like if some of the lines are a bit broken or faded. Sorry about the shadow there. So we're gonna do just maybe a couple of flowers in her hair. I think this Sharpie, I think I need some new Sharpies. I've been saying that for a while and I still haven't purchased any. Not the fine tip like this. But there we do have a couple of outlines. I could even come back and use a medium tip and give this some more definition in some spots. And at this point, I am going to take a paintbrush and with these watercolors, I'm just going to come in here and fill these flowers in. I am not looking for perfection, and I like, you know, the way those colors run. I'm going to get some water and we just come back. Okay, I like those. That was so quick. And I was looking at the original picture. The hair is kind of crazy. I know that. And I'm wondering at this point, so this is not wet anymore. I'm gonna take the rollerball pen from the Dollar Tree and I'm just gonna make some squiggly lines on top of here. They don't have to be perfect. I think it just gives the impression of that crimped hair, or, you know, sort of rolled hair or whatever it is. And then I'm gonna do a curl there. And I really like her. The only other thing I did was to stamp impossibly, and then I wrote the word right, or printed the word. And you can come back and, you know, maybe darken your word up. Lettering is really fun. You can be sloppy. You can come back and add some highlights, you know, right on top of the same word 2 or 3 times to get it as dark as you want it. And I like the way sometimes the lines don't line up. But another thing I did was to take a tiny piece of trim that I liked, and that's another thing about art journaling. I sell a lot of materials, and sometimes I feel like I'm selling everything that comes through my hands. You know, when I'm really active with the Etsy shop, I try to take little bits and pieces of what makes its way through my hands and keep some of it. And I like to tuck that into journals, you know, like this piece of lace, or maybe just one flower petal from some flowers I sold, or some trim, whatever it is. And in this case, it's a little piece of this. The bigger piece will probably end up in a bag of white and lace trim snippets or that kind of thing. So I just wanted to drop in and encourage you to spend 15 minutes a day in your art journal, even if it is just making little blocks of colors, picking color palettes and practicing writing. And don't be afraid to try a face. The finishing touch for me is usually, and I like to pour paint out right onto this paper that I keep on my desk, a little bit of white. And I was a dummy and left this paintbrush sitting in the water, so it's kind of curved it on the edge. But I put a little spot in the eyes, and that might be too much, but I don't know, I kind of like that. A little bit on the lips. There are so many places you can add it, right at the bottom of the eyes, and it kind of brings just like some reflection into the eyes. Come back and, you know, put some on the dress in different spots, like maybe there's lace here on the shoulder. And it's amazing how much these tiny little things make a difference. Like, you know, putting a little bit in the flowers, like maybe the sun is shining on the flowers, or it's just a spot of light. So that's my art journal entry for today. I may come back to her later and work on her eyebrows, or put some more shading, or, you know, color behind her. But that was just a really quick art journal session last night that made my heart so happy, because I needed just a break between being out and working and then coming home and doing a little bit of work here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here.
Again, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.